Hello. So let's take a look at some of the plants that we potted today and yesterday, and then I'm going to show you the bushes that I have received through the mail today, so you know what they are. So in the mail I ended up getting a Mr. Poppins and a Berry Poppins. This is the female, that's the male version. And you do need both of them so that way the female can get fertilized. The Berry Poppins, the reason why I have purchased it is because I am looking for something that gives me color in the winter, and the Berry Poppins will. Berry Poppins has some red berries that do stay on the branches, they do not fall off, so to my understanding it shouldn't create a mess, but the berries are eaten by birds in the winter. It is the non-invasive bush, so I've really been making sure that whatever I do plant is going to be non-invasive, and it is a great source of food for birds. The birds will only eat them after the first really big freeze, because the berries only soften after the freeze. So I will be putting Mr. Poppins where I have that first stake, and then my Mrs. Poppins is going to go for that second stake over there. Just because if berries do fall, my husband does not want it on our path at all. So that is what I have. This is quite small. I didn't think they were going to come so small, so because of that, just kind of reference, I have very tiny hands, but because they are so small, we are not going to pot them. It is going to go -1°C in the next couple of days, so we're going to just wait until it becomes a little bit more warm, and then we will just plant them outside. Mr. and Mrs. Poppins love marshy ground. We have some really marshy ground around here, so I'm very excited to plant them so that way it can soak up all of our water and help with the marshiness of our floor. Next, this is the Hellebore that we ended up planting. I ended up creating some more of that soil that we did yesterday just so I can top it off. So now it's just all the way up at the top, and she is looking great so far. Those are all just dead leaves at the back that we have collected. So I do find that she kind of tends to look down. She doesn't normally look up. So we'll see how that is, but she's doing great right now. No issues. It looks like some of the flowers are going to start blooming a little bit more. And this is the improved Meyer lemon tree. It is improved because it is resistant to most diseases. Like I mentioned, I'm leaving this not actually in, I'm leaving it as a gap because I do not like water sitting at the bottom. I don't like being able to see the water. I don't like being able to see the bottom of my pot. And I did double check to make sure that no soil was falling through the holes, and it's not, so that tissue is working great. And I just topped it off with what we had. I did top it off with that succulent cactus soil, just that way I don't have the yellow you don't have the perlite just hanging at the top. I find that perlite does yellow with time, so I don't love the look of perlite. What you could do on top instead of, if you don't want the perlite, you could also just put that sand all over on top, and it actually looks quite nice. So we'll see how this goes. The lemon tree loves the humidity, obviously, so if it is dry, you're going to want to find a way to get some humidity, and like I mentioned, it likes lower, wider pots and just a lot of aeration. What I'm going to do to help with some of the humidity, which I know not everybody loves, is actually get a tray and put stones. So I got the river pebbles. I am going to boil these pebbles tonight, and then create my tray. So I have another tray similar to this that I'm going to use and just put stones on it, and then elevate my lemon tree on top of that. Just put a small inch of water at the bottom just to create some of that humidity in the area, because I'm not going to get a humidifier, so we'll see how that works. My lemon trees love south-facing windows, so make sure that you have a south-facing window that gets a lot of light, and it is pretty big. Looks great, and we will see how it works. When you boil your rocks, just make sure that you are using a pot that does not have that, I think it's telfa the black lining, because this will ruin that black lining. I just have a regular pot that it's not going to scratch because it's just a metal pot, so that's what I'm going to use. And yeah, that's what we have, and that's what we have to look forward to next in a couple of weeks. These will get planted, and I will record that as well. You guys have a good night. Noapte Bună, revedere, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.